Michael Storm, anarchist of comic books and co-owner of Amazing Fantasies comic book shop here in Topeka, Kansas. And I never even show you the second half of this. There's an entire store to my right here that just never gets seen. There's even comic books over there, but it's mostly games. Of course, I'm here. It's Tuesday night, and I'm getting ready for new comic book day, putting the books out, and it's a great big week. Lots of number ones, and you'll notice right away that DC has sort of returned you to your regularly scheduled programming. The KO event is over and the titles are starting to get back to normal. There's New Action Comics, and they're doing this thing here where they're trying to point out new entry points into storylines and into the comic books, and this is part of the reign of the Superboys, this New Action Comics number, what is that, 1096. Boy, they just are racking them up, aren't they? Brand new Aquaman, new Absolute Batman. He finishes off the fight with Poison Ivy, and we're just a couple of issues away from the introduction of Absolute Robin. Bleeding Hearts number 2, the Vertigo stuff. I have all of it down here, at least one of each of the first new Vertigo titles, and Bleeding Hearts is the first one to hit number 2. This is a different take on zombies and a really interesting read. AEW and DC, I'm telling you guys, if you're listening, you have to do a wrestling video game. You've done the Mortal Kombat thing and the fighting thing. You have to do a AEW wrestling video game. DC, get on it. Let's have that happen now. I have number ones and I have number twos, and this is just for fun. This is absolutely just for fun. Well, I mean, look, there's that's what it is, right? This is a couple of, it's what wrestling is, it's what comic books have always been. I'm just going to leave it there. Sirens, Love Hurts number 2, and there's all sorts of new stuff just sort of sprinkled in here. Here's a new Harley and Ivy, Life of Crimes, and you know, they're just having more fun than anybody has a right to. And there's still just a couple of these left, so I'm almost sold out of them. All of the foils are gone. New History of the DC Universe, Dakota Incident, new Supergirl. Look at this. So that's a Dan Mora cover. Everybody's loving the Dan Mora right there. So now that I mentioned that, it's going to be gone. Notice it's a beginning to, starts here. Hero of Kandor starts here, and it's also part of the reign of the Superboys, at least lightly tied in with it, but look at that. Isn't that great? That's a Dexel cover. That's just a fantastic cover. Let's see. All right, so what? We got a Green Lantern. Absolute Green Lantern is new. And like I say, all of the Vertigo stuff, it's back there. The KO stuff, if you didn't get it, it looks worse on camera than it is, but you just lean right down here and they're right there. Wow, look at Marvel's been quiet for a few weeks. They would just a splash of number ones like the Punisher and Iron Man and a couple other things here mixed in there. But it's been, the last few weeks have been kind of quiet, and then all of a sudden they drop bombs. Check it out, that David Mack cover. You gotta love that. That's Alias. That's another Red Band title. Highly anticipated. I haven't read it yet because I gotta cut the bag open and open it up, expose it to the world, and then it's not perfect condition. It's not mint anymore, and I can't make $1 million when it cashes in years later, like this one, Imperial Guardians. And of course, I am being entirely tongue-in-cheek, but you'll see what's going on here. Captain Marvel, right? You got Gamora there. And you have Cosmic Ghost Rider, and you have Brawn, and you have Darkhawk. That's right, your Darkhawk number 1, after all these years, is worth less than it was when it hit the shelf. Imperial Guardians number 1, new Guardians team, and actually a really cool looking team, and I'm looking forward to see what they do with Darkhawk. All silliness aside, because it is a thing. If you're a comic book collector, if you're a Marvel person, you know that Darkhawk number 1. So somebody will pop up on the social media, one of the comic book groups in there, and they'll say, "Ha, pick me up a Darkhawk number 1," and every time I will double down on them with a Darkhawk number 1 newsstand edition. That's right. I'm richer than you. Magic and Colossus number 2. Fantastic. The Planet of the Apes versus Fantastic Four. That's the words I'm trying to say, if I can literally spit them out there. A couple of great homage covers. That Hulk, classic Hulk cover. Just wonderful. Oh, those guys, I'm going to have to move them out the way because I had to make room for something else. I'll show it to you here in just a second. This is really fun, just for fun right here. Maybe a little something for the kids. Spider-Man Meals to Astonish. Really just fun from cover to cover. United, X-Men United, that's the other big one, along with Alias and Imperial Guardians. This is really cool. This X-Men is looking like fun. It's funny that they say United because immediately the new students go from, just a little bit of testing and a little bit of training to sort of wolfing out and literally ripping each other apart and sending people to the ER. So United, maybe not so much, but a new great storyline for the X-Men shaping up there. Was there anything else that was new down in here? No, I don't think so. So get over here real quick and look at the Independents, Archie, Army of Darkness. The story continues. Archie just met Ash, and now they're buddy, and they're going to I guess they're going to have to join up and solve it, because the darkness, the evil, has somehow transported the Necronomicon to what is it? What is Archie's hometown? Why am I not? Riverdale. There we go. The R. I'm picturing the R on the sweater, of course, and I'm trying to Riverdale. A bunch of number ones is Tim Seeley, Super Thick Lucky's Tales, great Keen Spot stuff. Kato Usagi 84, rolling back the clock on Usagi and really taking a look at another angle for the character. Tigress Island. This is exactly everything that it's been billed as and looked at. These women here have all been kidnapped and taken away to an island, and this is this sort of mistress mother thing that's going to keep them in shape. And again, just comic books, right? That's a comic book tale building right there. We get another one of the Godzilla versus America. This is Godzilla versus Portland. And I didn't realize that they were still going, but these, of course, are all one-shots. I don't think we have any of the others around, but they did do this premium, this little prestige format. You see, this is a hardback. I have one of these Kansas City ones. We didn't know. They're a little more expensive, and we just didn't know if people would take to them or not after they picked up the regular book like this earlier already. I'm going to knock that one off, and it'll be damaged, and then nobody will want it, and I'll never get my $1 million out of it in the future. You better be buying these things to read them, even if they cost a premium price. It's just a nice little package, this hardcover, and presumably if you want some, we can order some. They have all of them, all the ones at Boston, Chicago. They've all been done. They're all available in this prestige format, and we just thought we'd bring one or two of these guys. Well, a couple of them have been snaked up, ultimately, and so we can get it for you if you want one of these prestige format ones. But you have to get your Portland to go with the rest of the collection too. Thundar the Barbarian gets the mystery variant blind bag treatment, and I still have a number 2 as well. So I have a few of these blind bags you can come and jump in on. Invincible gets the Skybound foil treatment, so we have some of these. This is a facsimile edition of Invincible number 1 with a couple of different covers. A Quiet Place gets another storyline. The other half is an interesting little story shaping up there, and sort of jewel heist thing going on, and it looks like Transformers gets a new one. It's number 2. Man, that the whole universe is going. Oh, that's what I was going to talk about. Mask. They're bringing Mask. M period, A period, S period, K period, Mask. What is it? Mobile Armored Strike Command with a K, right? That's what it is. They're bringing Mask into the Energon universe. It's going to be tied in with G.I. Joe and Transformers and Void Rivals, so watch out for that one. Get that on your pull. Speaking of pulls, here's the the book that you can win this month, if you have a poll, you can win this. It's the first Jim Lee. I was trying to give away the sort of new random stuff. I thought, man, let's go something simple, something key, not too big, something everybody then can get into, something that people can enjoy. Beautiful art, just Jim Lee, that minor key. What can you say about a book like that? There's only a couple of these, X-Men United, and you can see it's a cover set there. Really cool. It's kind of separated a little bit, but really the White Queen there is supposed to be, there you go. Comics the Magazine, first issue. We're going to give these away to anybody who asks for one. We're hoping, everybody is hoping that this is the next Wizard. And it's been a long time coming, and magazines are really hot right now. They're doing really well. They're relaunching Mad Magazine. DC has that, and it's one of the things that's kept Jim Lee busy here recently and has kept him from finishing up some storylines. Jim, take a break, take a rest. Let somebody else do some of the work. It's okay to delegate some responsibility, Jim. Here's one. Wow, look at that facsimile. I got two of them. Love and Rockets, #1, the classic. I mean, just a classic. And it's in that same large, oversized format. It's just awesome. Betty and Me, speaking of facsimiles, Betty and Me #1 facsimile. And along with it is this great Dan DiCarlo alternative cover there. And then there was first Brainiac. We get Brainiac in there. We get a shiny one. You get a regular one. You got a blank. Back there if they don't fall off the edge. There you go. Blank one. And then this was also new. Detective Comics. And so this is fun because, all right, this is the Joker that the Batman and this kind of storyline that the first modern, the 1989, the Michael Keaton Batman, that's where it all comes out of this, because here's the laughing fish, the Joker fish as it's called now, but it was called the laughing fish, and then so even the laughing fish, it even says right there, the laughing fish. And then of course this is when Smilex gas is introduced. Not that they hadn't already played around with that sort of thing before, but this is where what you get in the movie really comes from, and that's a key classic book right there. I think this book, to get your hands on the original, is probably $60 or something like that. If I was wrong on that, I apologize, but I think it's ridiculously one of those big books like that. That's, there's so much more stuff. Get some signed books. I got thousands of books right here on the floor at $2 a piece. And you know the deal. Do us a favor, click that like button. And get down here as fast as you can, because if you don't have these things on your pull, they may be here when you get here, and then again, they just may not. Give us a like and come visit us